Yeah, yo, sometimes you gotta go to war for what you believe in. Sometimes you gotta go to war for what it is that you want, what you see that's right. I'm about to go to war, but lyrically. War cry, baby. Yeah. Hey yo, war cry echoes in the background. That's the sound of soldiers getting ripped up and tore down. Lyrically dismantle metaphors and manhandle. Marauder what we... Welcome to another episode of Impose My Will podcast. I'm your host, Ramone, with me, my co-host, Joe. What's poppin', G? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Out here living, you know what I mean, working hard, you know what I mean? So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're back with another one. I know it's been a few weeks since we had a traditional episode. First and foremost, I want to thank any and everybody who tuned in to watch some of the stuff that we've been doing and that we've been putting out. This is an effort over the last couple of weeks. The interview with a good friend, dear friend to our podcast, Mike the Body Snatcher Vega. Shout out to him.
yes, sir.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to interview you a few weeks before your big fight coming up. You wanna touch on that a little bit, Joe?
Man, that was a dope experience. I would say for us, just getting started with the podcast and actually able to sit down with him and give us some insight from a fighter going from amateur into becoming a pro fighter. Man, like I think that was dope. How many people really get to say they get to sit down and talk to a professional fighter on some fight stuff on a regular basis. So that was pretty cool, man. And plus, I'm looking forward to Mike's fight. I know he's been training hard, been active every day. So yeah, man, October 4th, Seneca Niagara Casino, it's going down.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait. Speaking of the Seneca Niagara Casino, while we're on it, would love to again run into anybody who's from the Buffalo, New York metro area, who's planning on attending the fights there. We would love to connect with y'all, build with y'all. If you're just fans of the show, our show slowly but surely is growing. So that's really dope, man. If you're gonna be there, we would love to connect and link with y'all. And then so the second thing that we had going on was the USA amateur boxing competition, Lock City Boxing over at our brother and a good friend to the show as well, Joe Taylor, at his gym. He actually throws these events all the time at his gym. He was gracious enough to let us come through and do some recording, do some interviewing. And we got a dope little interview that just went up today of a young up and coming amateur who had some adversity in his amateur career, but it looks like he finally found his stride. And I'm super proud of him. His name is Solomon Britton. And he's on his way, man. You want to say anything about young Solomon Britton?
Yo, young, active fighter, excellent skills. Actually, it was just a great fight on both fighters' ends.
Sure.
Just just amazing. Just how poised he was in the ring, because earlier that first round he got popped pretty good, and he stayed with it. But like I said, great fight, smart young kid, and he's also a kickboxer too. Well spoken, man. That was a great experience, great time. I'm glad we got to sit down and get that interview with him as well too. So
absolutely.
Good time.
Yes, sir. He's a multi-discipline, multi-sport athlete. Matter of fact, October 5th in Rochester, Raging Wolf Productions. He is on that card. He's kickboxing. His coach, Joe Taylor, is one of the most decorated fighters in Western New York. A legend, who we will be interviewing soon. In the coming weeks, hopefully. We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, but awesome brother, man. Awesome brother.
Yeah, awesome dude. Good cat, man. Great energy. I've known him for a little bit. Joe just met him And
Yeah.
he was very welcoming to us. So shout out to Joe Taylor. If anybody's in Western New York, anybody in the Buffalo, New York area, and you're looking to train in boxing, kickboxing, MMA, he is literally a champion all three, and he trains all three. And they have a grappling program now at the gym. So get in contact with Joe Taylor, man. So that's where we've been for the last couple of weeks, man. We've been out in these streets, out in our community, supporting our local fighters, local
Yeah,
athletes. Hmm.
we've been active. We've been active, man.
We have. We've been very active. We've been tightening up in certain areas. Yeah, I still ain't got no ring light. I'm still dark, but it's coming, right? It's coming for sure. I promise. But we've been out there, and we plan on being out there. You know what I'm saying? We plan on continuing with being out in the community. Hopefully, we're in your community if you're in the region, Western New York, Southern Ontario. So yeah, man, that's what we've been doing. Let's talk
Hmm.
about some boxing, Joe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, let's get into it, man. I'll
Let's
let you.
jump right in.
I'll let you roll us through it.
All right, let's jump back about a week now, 2 weeks to the
Yeah,
Canelo fight.
yeah.
Let's catch the recap on that. Uh, First fight, I don't know. Did you catch the Rolly fight?
I did not catch the Rolly fight. I did not catch the Rolly fight. I meant to
Yeah.
go check it,
Mhm.
but I didn't catch it. But what I heard, I'll tell you what I heard, and you can confirm or deny it. But I heard it wasn't it wasn't the best showing.
You heard
Um,
correct.
and I heard that Rolly fought on the back foot most of the night.
Yes.
And that's all I really heard.
Yeah. He pretty much said it. You pretty much took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah,
He did fight on the back foot. Rolly is not a good fighter when it comes to fighting on the back foot.
no,
Um, it was kind of a little good for him to bounce back,
right.
but like it was like I said, it wasn't like one of the best fights to watch. It was kind of like boring to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um, but saying good to see him bounce back, get the victory, and saying keep pushing forward. Um, the next fight after that, if you want to jump right into, is but I thought it was the fight of the night, Caleb
Mhm.
Plant and McComby.
Sure, sure. Real quick before we jump into that, I just want to give a little bit of. I just want to say a little bit about Rolly real quick. So Rolly, he fought. I believe it was Manuel Jaimes, if I'm not mistaken. Jaimes.
Yes.
Um. So here's the thing about Rolly, right? Rolly, he does not have technical boxing skill.
Nah.
He can
Slug
move
it
his
out.
feet and stuff like that. He slug it out. He's a puncher. So I'm not surprised that it wasn't the best performance or even an ugly performance. Um, he's usually going to drop his opponents because he got that crazy strength. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I'm not really surprised that it was not a good looking fight or a technical fight or anything like that, because that just ain't who Rolly is. He just
Yeah.
got that, he got that different kind of strength. I'm gonna keep
And
it.
it was from both sides too, to be honest with you. It was just a
Yeah,
sloppy fight.
sloppy fight. I got you. I got you. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, we can move on, big dog.
All right. Yeah, the next fight on that card was the Caleb Plant and McComby fight, which I thought was the best
Yeah,
fight of the night, to be honest with you,
for
bro.
sure.
Now,
Definitely, definitely. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just saying definitely.
yeah, but McComby and Caleb Plant, they got spicy prior to the fight.
Yeah.
He got into a fight. My man, what's the dude from Mike Tyson Punch Out? Kaiser.
Oh
With
yeah,
the
yeah,
with the mustache. Yeah, McCovey
right.
came out like they're a strong fighter, man, and
Yeah,
it's like
man,
that fight turned out to be much better than what I expected.
for
Um,
sure.
but yeah, good to see um Caleb Plant fight
Yeah,
strong. Earlier in
absolutely.
that fight, he got dazed early,
Hmm.
wobble where what I'm saying everybody was like, "Whoa!" McCombie definitely showed his strength.
Hmm.
Um, I would say late, I forget what round it was. He actually
Hmm.
knocked down Caleb Plant.
Yes.
Where yeah, he slid to the ropes, but it
Yeah.
looked like the momentum was what kind of like took him. Um,
Yeah.
but it was a good knockdown point. But then Caleb Plant came back, fighting. What I'm saying,
Hmm.
pushing, moving forward on the
Hmm.
attack.
Hmm.
His inside game, I think a lot of people slept on with that fight.
Hmm.
He fought a amazing fight on the inside, and then you could tell he just started having fun thereon. The
Yeah.
I know a lot of people kind of like, well, some people was questioning. You saw where they stopped the fight. How did you feel about that? Because I know a lot of people was like, they shouldn't have stopped it. But at the same time, I think how it went down,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at them stopping the fight. If you saw
Mm-hmm.
his arm got stopped and then got caught by the ropes, and then he was just kind of getting pummeled or
Yeah.
whatever, even though he bounced up. Because I think that was right at the end of the round, wasn't it? Didn't the bell
Yeah.
ring too?
The bell rung. The bell rung maybe a millisecond, if I can remember correctly, right before they stopped it. The bell had rung. I think that might have been my contention with the stoppage is that
Yeah,
you
if
know what
that
I
was the
mean?
case, then
Yeah,
yeah, you should have
yeah.
let the
You
let
should
him
have
get
just let
saved
the
by the
yeah
bell.
let
Hmm.
him get saved by the bell. He was right there, about to be
Give him a
saved by the
standing
bell.
8. Hmm.
Yeah, yes, and then let him go back and sit down and get back in his right frame of mind. Um, I would like to talk about McComby for a second, man. First and foremost, I'm not super. I wasn't super familiar with him from jump.
No,
You know what I'm
no,
saying? And so for him to come out performing the way he performed, entertain the way he entertained was really good. You know, I did see the lead up, the MAGA hats and all of that. You know, I don't know if
yeah,
that's, really something that he on or if it's part of the, the get up. Either way it go, that's okay. You do what you want to do. But um they had words, it was a cool lead up. You know what I mean? It was a cool
yeah,
lead up. But he didn't necessarily disappoint when it came to the actual fight. To
not
me,
one bit.
no, he got that country boy strength. He got that
Strength.
farmer boy strength. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Strong, grass fed kind of, that kind of thing. And so, um, the fact that he was, in my opinion, at one point, at least earlier on, he was winning a fight,
Yeah.
and he was winning the fight in a decent manner. I was impressed. I was like, wow, no matter how this fight concludes, I would like to see him again. I would like.
Oh,
I'm gonna. I'm
100%.
gonna start following him at this point. And then we talk about the knockdown. The knockdown. If you see it, the knockdown was on the arm, right? He hit him on his arm. Um,
Momentum.
yeah, momentum. He hit him on his arm. He fell, and they counted it. Um, Caleb Plant wasn't really hurt at the time,
Mm-mm.
but the fight wasn't going his way. He went back to the corner, and Bradman and his dad told him, you got to make an adjustment right now. You have to fight on the inside.
Right.
When he fought on the inside, he came alive. He
Oh
came
yeah,
alive
big
on
time.
this. Came alive
Big
on the
time.
inside. He was catching wreck. You know what I'm saying? Hitting him with crazy combo. When he did that,
Hmm.
um, and it was again, hats off to Caleb Plant for making the adjustment and being super entertaining as well, and pulling
Yes.
out a victory against a relatively unknown to me, but strong opponent. Right?
Hmm.
Caleb Plant looked really good in that fight, man. And like you said, you hit it on the nose. He was having fun. It looked like
Oh
he was
yeah,
having.
100%. Like after
Yeah,
that knockdown, oh
yeah,
yeah, he came back having fun. I think he might
mm,
have shocked himself, man, because like
yeah.
you heard people, talk about, Keller playing really got no inside game or whatever.
Right,
Yo,
right.
he showed that he had an inside game, and he looked it
Sure,
great doing it. And I
absolutely.
think he shocked himself. He started having fun in there while he was going at it. And
Yeah,
them boys started slugging at one point, man,
yes,
just
they
trading
did.
back and forth. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
yeah,
yep,
I was
yep,
entertained, man,
absolutely.
all the way.
That was dope, man. Shout out to Caleb Plant
Hmm.
for pulling out that victory. I'm interested in what's next for Caleb. I'm also interested in what's next
Yes.
for McComby too, but definitely Caleb, that
He got a
performance.
he got a lineup
Mhm.
of fighters that he can go for, bro. He got a
Yeah,
lineup.
he got a lineup. He definitely has a lineup. I hope that his goal is not to try to chase Canelo again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I don't like, I know that's the big money fight and dudes want that
Right.
fight. I kind of hate watching them chase Canelo, right? I
Me
kind of
too. Me too.
I
Me
hate
too. But I
it.
get it.
Stop
I
chasing.
get
Stop
it.
chasing. I get it. I get from a business standpoint, from a
Hmm.
from a competition standpoint. I get it. But there's other big fights out there. There's
Oh
other big
yeah.
fights out
He got
there.
Charlo, which would be a dope fight for him. Based
Absolutely.
off, saying what happened prior.
Yeah.
Him and Berlanga, they had got a
They
little
have many words.
testy
They
at
have
that,
bunch of
yeah,
words.
yeah,
Absolutely.
at that
Absolutely.
conference. But
Yeah.
I will also like to see him fight Munguia as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Munguia is a good fight. I think Berlanga makes sense.
Yes,
I
Berlinga
think
definitely makes sense.
definitely makes sense. Then I had words. There's there's that contentious thing they got going on.
Hmm.
Um, Berlanga is coming off, and believe it or not, and we'll I guess we'll talk about this more once we get there. Actually, I'll save that. I'll hold that. I'll hold that till we talk about the fight. But Caleb Plant, up until this point, when it comes to Canelo, probably had the best game plan when fighting Canelo.
Hmm.
He won early rounds. He was very slick. He just the game plan was there, right?
It was
And
there.
I know, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I know that also plays into the ego, like, yo, you know, I was clearly winning against Canelo at some point, and how
Hmm.
many people can say that? You know what I'm saying? So I think him and Berlanga makes sense. I think it makes
Yeah,
sense.
definitely makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So go ahead, move us along, big dog.
All right, the next fight on that card was yeah, Lara and Danny Garcia. Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
co-main event.
yeah.
Um, that fight was a snooze fest. There's no other way to call it. Um, it is nothing against both those boxers, but Lara kind of showed his age. But Lara looks good too, also for his age. Nothing to take away from him, man.
For sure.
Um, but throughout that fight, Danny wasn't really throwing punches. Um, it was just like a whole bunch of nothing going on in the first couple rounds. I think it might have been like I would literally say a handful of punches that landed coming
Yeah,
from Lara.
yeah.
Um, but at the same time, too, I don't think Danny wanted it as bad. I think it was just more like, and we talked about it on a previous episode when we talked about the card. And one of the things that I was saying was like, mentally, is he prepared with everything that he had been through over the past 2 years? Was
Hmm.
he ready?
Hmm.
And just even him like talking going into this fight,
Hmm.
I felt like it was more trying to hype himself up,
Yeah.
trying to like give him that belief, like, hey, I could do it. And like he said at the end of the fight, nothing to take away, and I applaud him for getting in the ring and doing
Hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying? And he
Hmm.
said, yo, I just wanted to be great. I tried to be great.
Right.
And I applaud that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But I think he knew when he took that shot at
Hmm.
the end, it was the ninth round, when he
Yeah.
took that jab.
Hmm.
That wasn't a hard jab. You seen him take plenty of shots like that.
Yeah.
And I think it was just like, yeah, I'm not in. And he took that knee. And then, Angel was like, nah,
Right.
you ain't going back out court. Stop the fight. Yeah, I mean, like, you can't play boxing, which you heard Angel say prior to that fight. Um, and it is what it is, man. Yeah, I mean, but it was good to see him, step out there. But yeah, I mean, he got other things they could do in boxing, man. I know he started his DSG. Yeah, I mean, they got
Yeah.
their company and everything. So, I
Mm.
expect to see a lot of great things from Danny Garcia outside of boxing. But
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Lara, he already got somebody calling him out, which a fight where I wouldn't mind seeing is
Mm.
Mosley.
Mm. Junior.
Mosley want that fight. Yeah, Mosley Jr.
Yeah. 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 Yep. He coming off a
Hmm.
good win against Danny Jacobs. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So that would be a pretty good one. But that
Yeah.
was pretty much all I had for that, man. What was your views and points on that fight?
Um. So I give Lara respect. And I give him, I give him a nod because as of right now, he's the oldest active boxer. He's
Yeah,
40. I believe he's 40. Yeah,
41.
41, right. So he's
Hmm.
the oldest active boxer. So I wasn't again, I wasn't really surprised at his performance because he's 41. People got to remember, 41 in life is not old. 41 in boxing years is old, especially when you
Hmm.
start boxing at 7, 8, 9 years old. You've been getting punched and hit on since you was a little kid. You got 100 billion amateur fights, and you got professional fights. Yeah, that's you're old dude at 40 in that particular sport. But he still came in and he still did what he had to do. Yes, it was a snooze fest. Yes, it is not the Lara that we're accustomed to. But he still came in, he still fought, and he got the victory. But it was sad watching Danny Garcia. It was just sad because
Yeah.
Danny's that guy, man. I remember when Danny Garcia was. I remember when his name was ringing bells everywhere.
Hell
Uh,
yeah. I used to
you know,
enjoy watching Danny Garcia fight. You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying?
man, absolutely. Lost even his losses. Um, some would say were controversial against Sean Porter. Um, he fought Keith Thurman. I mean, he always rose to the occasion, even though he came up short. I mean, those was like the two top guys at the time. You know what I'm saying? Those the big guys in that division.
Yeah. But the crazy thing too,
Mhm.
he's never been knocked down.
No, he's never been. That's the thing that
But
really
that's
bugged me.
yeah,
Yeah,
but he went down because of that.
he went because of that. Yeah, he went. Yeah, yeah,
That's the part like when
yeah,
wrapping it all up and everything
yeah,
encompasses together. It was that like really
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
You went down and and I hate to use the term quit because
I
it
said
was more
bowed out.
yeah, he bowed out. It was more of a corner, but he quit, right? And it wasn't a big shot. It was I
Hmm.
think it might have been like a straight cross or
It was
something.
a stiff jab, bro.
Yeah, just what I'm saying,
Literally.
just a stiffy,
Hmm.
nothing crazy. His head didn't even like it wasn't nothing.
Hmm.
Um but here's the thing. Long layoffs hurt boxers. I don't care how
Yeah.
good you used to be. Nobody can outrun father time. And when you
Hmm.
take father time, when you take long layoff, when you take uh, things going on in your family, unfortunately, Angel Garcia had a bad stroke. He's recovered. He's recovered. But did you get a chance to take a look at Angel? It
Yeah.
aged.
Yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
stroke really aged him really really bad.
Mhm.
So
He was still with it though. Like he was still
yeah,
typical
he was
Angel.
with it.
Angel, he talking shit and everything else, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Big time.
absolutely, yeah. But he just I was looking in his face as much as I could, and it aged him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Mhm.
you got to think about that as this ain't just a boxer coach situation. This is father son situation, and
Exactly.
when his father hurts, he hurts. Going
Hmm.
through mental stuff. You know what I'm saying? With his father, with his family, you got all that weighing on you. Then you got to
Yeah.
turn around and say, do I still love this sport enough to give it my all? And he did. I
Yeah, because
think
you gotta have that crazy. He ain't had that
yeah,
crazy no
yeah,
more. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. It ain't there no more. He's made like a lot of boxers say, I made a lot of good investments. You know how they say
Yeah,
I made a
which he
lot, but he
did. You know
really
what I mean?
did. He
Yeah,
really did.
like
So
my hat goes off to him, man. Like
yeah, yeah,
it may sound bad, but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
literally all love. It was just like, damn, I just hated to be like that. You know what I mean? So,
Yes. hundred
mm,
percent. If he decides to call it a career, he has nothing to be ashamed of. He has
highly
no
decorated.
highly decorated, no reason to hold his head. He's been
Mm-mm.
to the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And he made great money. He did make good investments. He got companies rolling. He's doing he's still in his right frame of mind. I mean,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna
Beautiful
call it
family.
beautiful family, man. Family, dad is still with us. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Enjoy your
And
family.
one of the best father son duos to ever do it too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
lot
So,
of love
hmm.
those two. So, yeah, man. If he decides to call it, farewell to him. Thank you for everything. You were amazing. You know what I'm saying? That's really all I got. You really entertain the people, and you deserve to ride off in the sunset however you want to. However
Right,
you want
right.
to. Yep, yep.
100%.
Yeah, man. All right. So, um, that was a dope card. I know we a little late on that card or whatever, but that was a dope card. Let's move over to this past weekend.
Oh, you got the main event still.
Oh, you see,
Got the main event, man. The
my
main
bad, my
event.
bad,
You
my
can't
bad. Go
forget
ahead.
that one, man. That was
Yeah,
Edgar Berlanga
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the one and only Saul Canelo Alvarez.
That's right. That's right.
Um, this was a great fight.
Yeah,
Um, but I think it played out how everybody kind of expected to play. You had the teacher and the apprentice.
Sure.
Um, Edgar Berlinga, he came out fighting, man. He came out,
Mm,
saying guns blazing, try to
mm,
have a good tactic. The size difference
mm.
was crazy though. Like
Yeah,
Berlinga's a big dude,
it's a big dude.
but the one thing with Canelo, he's just so compact and so smart.
Mm,
And I can't remember what round it was with the first knockdown,
mm.
but like when he went
Early.
he faked. Yeah, it was early
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And like I said, he came in
Mm,
and he shot that left hook, and it looked
mm.
like it was coming to the body. Then he brought it right up top, pop, dropping.
He's smart,
Berlanga
man.
ain't see that coming, bro. He did
No.
not see that coming,
Yeah.
but he stayed with it. And the one that was the one thing that shocked me. He
Mm,
ate that punch.
mm,
He was mad. It was a mistake made, and he got right back up.
mm,
Came back. He took another knockdown, but he came back. And that
mm.
was the one thing that I loved about this fight. He kept on coming back, but you did see Canelo be weighing down a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually took the training hard because he was more, I would say, cut during the Munguia fight.
Right.
It looked like he had more energy. Remember, you seen him
One
standing
punch.
up pretty much,
Yeah.
in the
One.
corner like majority
Yeah.
of the fight.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one, you didn't really see that.
Mm-hmm.
But, what I'm saying, at the same time, too, it was like the way how he was talking in the interviews. I don't think he felt too threatened
Right.
by Berlanga. But the one thing you got to respect, if you never respected it before, the jaw of Canelo Alvarez, bro. Like, because
Yeah.
Berlanga caught him with some bombs, bro. He
Yeah.
caught him with a few bombs, and yo,
Mm.
he wasn't budging. But I was shocked to see it go all 12 as well. But
Yeah. A lot of people.
Berlanga, he hung in there, and then, like I said, it was a good trade, but like I said, it was a good experience, I would say, for Berlanga, and I would like to see how he bounced back. And I wonder what direction Canelo's going to actually go to now.
Well, he told us where he was going to go to, so we know. We already know.
Hmm.
He wants the rematch with Bivol is
With
what he.
B-Ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Most definitely. He wants to try to avenge that rematch.
Hmm.
I mean, I agree with everything you said, man. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much wrapped that one up pretty good. Again, well, first and foremost, this ain't a fight that we necessarily wanted.
No.
You know what I mean? We want Canelo versus Benavidez. We're gonna keep calling for Canelo versus Benavidez. He going every which way, but to Benavidez. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Some people want him versus Bud.
Yep.
I want him versus Benavidez. I'm yeah, but but
We all want the Benavidez,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, we all want the Benavidez fight. It is what it is. Um, Edgar Berlinga probably didn't win a round. Most
No.
people said he didn't win a round. Some people may have given him one. I may have given him one. I think it was maybe possibly 12 or 11. One of them. I can't remember. I can't remember
Yeah,
which.
I could see that. I could
Yeah,
definitely see
it
that
was his
because
most active round.
that
Yeah,
was his most. Yeah, I want to say that probably was round. I think round 12.
I think it was
Because
round 12.
yeah, he had no choice. He had to go swing for it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
I lost a few dollars on him. Nothing crazy. I knew he was gonna win, but the odds were so good. I was like, well, if he pull it off, I will make a couple bucks. But if not, I lost a couple. Wasn't no big deal. I lost a couple bucks.
mm,
Um, you know, he's very happy that he was able to go all 12. Relatively, I mean, he wasn't damaged. He wasn't completely busted and battered up. You know what I mean?
no.
Like, and his biggest payday. It was his biggest payday to date. 5 million, I believe it was 5 million, and then
Uh-huh.
I'm sure they worked out something, with views or whatever. But it was a win-win for him, right? Canelo was, for the most part, he was Canelo. He dropped him a few times. Prior to that, Edward Berlinga never been dropped, or Edgar Berlinga, excuse me, never been
Right.
dropped.
Yeah. Never been
Um,
dropped.
yeah, never been dropped. Canelo did Canelo. He's smart. He fought well. Um, that's really all I got, man. Again, it was an entertaining fight. It's just again not the fight that I'm looking forward to. Thanks for the fight, man. But you
Right.
know, fight Benavidez, man. We can move on from this. I'm I'm good.
Man.
Yep.
But let's
Um.
let's move on to the pretty much I guess to the fight the earlier this week, Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, let's move on to the fight. Do you wanna jump right into the main event, or is there anything that happened on the undercards there? I'll be honest with you. I don't even think
I
I
only caught
watched.
the main event.
Yeah, I wasn't even around because Saturday we were at the
The
amateur
amateurs,
boxing
yeah.
event, and we didn't get a chance to spin the block and watch the entire card. Really just caught the main event barely. I actually missed the main event. I had to go
I
back
had
and
her do the
find it.
replay.
Right,
Hmm.
had to do the replay. Walk us through it,
Go
man.
ahead. Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna let you take
Oh,
it.
cool, 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 cool. Well, listen, man. Well, first and foremost, um, shout out to Dubois. Um, he did something that a lot of people didn't think he was capable of. If you look at the odds, it was crazy, right? A lot of people lost money on Saturday. A lot of people lost some money on Saturday. Um,
Got to put it down.
right, right, right.
Dubois, you know where
Right,
I
right,
stand.
right, right. That's
You know
true.
where I
That's
stand with
that's true.
that.
That's very, very true. A lot of people wrote Dubois off, um, and I wouldn't say for good reason, but I understand it. Right, AJ's
Right.
last few performances um, reminded you of AJ of old, right, of past.
Hmm.
But the reason why I was always a little skeptical because there's a couple of things you have to look at, right? Um, Especially his fight against Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou was not a boxer, and people were like incredibly happy with the way it went because here's a guy coming over to another sport thinking that he could just do what they can do with a shorter period of time and training and get the money that they can get and just do it, and just do what they want to do. And the way he dismantled Francis Ngannou, I mean, yeah, I was like, yo, beautiful shots, but Francis ain't really a boxer, right?
No.
You need
Right.
time. You need time to become a decent boxer. You need a decent amount of time. So that was always in the back of my mind. His prior fight, good fight, so on and so forth. Um, they were saying that being back with Ben Davis, just it really kind of changed him, put him back in this the killer mentality, giving him the killer mentality, and so on and so forth. But Dubois has been mentally locked on AJ for a minute, right? He
Oh,
had
wow.
for a while. Um, if we go back a little bit, even for Dubois, his fight with Usyk, there was some controversy there. He fought well, he lost. And then his last two matchroom, he had the matchroom versus
Big
Queensberry.
baby.
Yep, yep. Did very well. Did very well. So even in the lead up, he barely wanted to talk. He was so locked in. He like, I just want to fight. I don't really have a lot of words for y'all. I'm locked in. I want to fight.
Hmm.
You can always you can't fully gauge how a fight is going to go, but you can gauge at least where the person is mentally, and he was locked
100%.
in. He was very, very locked in. So to get to the actual fight, um, it was. I mean, bruh, he was putting the paws on him. He was putting hands and feet on him all the
From the
entire
ding, ding,
time.
ding.
Yeah, dropping them, blasting them. I mean, it was a great heavyweight fight. It wasn't I think they were trying to say it was going to be like reminiscent to what Hagler Hearns or something like that. They were saying that it was going
Yeah,
to be.
they was trying to say that, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know if it was reminiscent to Hagler Hearns, and it wasn't. It wasn't.
Hmm.
But nonetheless, Daniel Dubois really put hands on AJ, and
You
some
wiped
of
the
the
floor with AJ.
He wiped the floor with him, and a lot of analysts are saying like, you fight like you train, and maybe the way Ben Davis trained him for this particular fight was inadequate. I don't know. I think the better man just won the fight.
Yeah, you know what that fight reminded me of? And that was how I was basing my reasoning off of it. Anytime when I think of AJ, I go back and I think of when he fought Andy Ruiz the first time.
Yep.
One of the things with AJ that I've noticed, um, and I say it all the time, people don't like me saying it. I've been on forums with people, and they hate what I say. He don't
Yeah.
have no jaw.
No, he
He
doesn't.
he does not have a jaw.
No.
He has a lot of power, but you don't know if you're going to get skillful tactical AJ and going to get a box. But even from that first round, when he took that first punch, it was almost like he was out of it from
Yeah.
the first punch.
Yeah.
Like you didn't see the drive. Like towards the end, he had that flurry in the fifth round where he was
Yeah.
going for it.
Right.
But that was like the worst thing for him because he came in. Oh, he
Yeah.
got the good punch. He
Got the good
backed him
punch, got
up.
the good shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had Dubois on the back foot, but
Mm-hmm.
Dubois caught him with that one punch, put him to sleep. And then he was on the ground like he was cuddling a pillow. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And it was like struggling to get up. Like I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. And
That's crazy.
like it sucks that it went that way for
Right.
AJ
Right.
or whatever. And he's the people champ of London. Like they
Oh,
love him.
they
Like
love it.
that's their guy.
Yeah.
But
Megastar out there.
yeah, super mega star.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the one thing about it when it comes to that boxing world,
Yeah.
Dubois is, and the thing with Dubois too, he's young. He's 27.
Which is crazy.
He might be in charge for a while
Yeah. Yeah.
because I don't
And
think
this is
he hasn't hit his prime. He hasn't peaked yet. He hasn't
no,
peaked
no.
yet. But
He's honestly, I think as a boxer, he is finding himself. I think he went from trying to find himself to finding himself. And he's still so young. He also had the experience of sparring, and from my understanding, doing some damage to AJ while he was sparring. And I think also that's what gave him a lot of confidence too, right?
yeah, they had
From my
plenty rounds.
from my understanding, they had a lot of rounds. They're very familiar with each other, and so that's why he had a lot of he had that perspective.
And I think that lingered in the back of AJ's head too a lot.
Yeah,
Because he brought it up and the way he said it was like, "Beef, oh, you told about like, bro, you was embarrassed for the fact that he put you down in the past sparring."
right, right, and he put you down in the future.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if he actually. I don't. Do I think this is the end for AJ? No. Um,
Mm.
and the reason why I say that, I think
Mm.
he's going to continue to fight. Does he reclaim his title? I don't think so. I don't think he reclaims that throne again.
Right.
Um, because to me, like honestly, he got it back, and I was shocked that he got it, that he was able to reclaim it and get it back.
Sure.
Um, but at the same time, too, I did not believe he was going to get it back, but he did.
I don't.
So
I don't think it's the end. I think it's the beginning of the end.
yes, 100%.
Yeah, I think we're
It's like how Wilder went.
right. Right. Speaking of
That's
that,
how I see it.
speaking of that, so this match kind of throws a monkey wrench into what people would say is like the
That's expected.
natural. Right. You got he was supposed to win this fight. AJ was. So he can fight the winner of Fury
Usyk and Fury.
Right, Usyk and Fury a rematch. But he lost, and that changes things, right?
Yeah, you heard
I
Fury.
think, yeah, right.
he
Yeah,
just cost me 150 mil.
exactly. Yes, sir. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You an idiot for that. But 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 I think that I think rightfully Dubois deserves the winner of that fight.
Oh,
It would be
100%.
it would be incredible if he got his rematch against Usyk, right? on the flip side, I think this kind of sets up AJ versus Wilder, right? AJ versus Wilder. AJ versus Wilder is a fight that we've been wanting forever, but this not this version of Wilder, of course, but back
Right.
when Wilder was Wilder, when he was killing, he was calling out AJ like crazy. AJ was calling him out. They could never get the business squared away, but they're both in similar situations. AJ is not in the situation just like Wilder. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
Right.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but they both just had a loss, right? Wilder is absolutely at the end of his career. AJ has already basically already seen a zenith of his career. You know what I'm saying? He's probably not going to ascend any higher than what he is right now. Let's make it happen. Let's make it. What's the worst that could happen? It sucks that it's like at the end of their careers that we get them and not at their primes, which happens in boxing, and that's trash. But I hate that it happens like that. But
It's a
let
fight for the card.
it's yeah. I mean, listen, it's a fight that I still want to see. I still want to see personally. I still want to see the fight because of everything. All of the stuff from the past. Let's get that fight done and let's see what happens. And the crazy thing is this is the crazy thing. 5 years ago, I said Wilder, no problem. Well, I'll bet the house on Wilder against AJ. That ain't how I feel today.
You know, you do got a point because I would say the same thing. But now,
Yeah.
even still, it's like it's a dice roll.
It really is.
Them two find each other. It's a dice roll. It'll be 50-50 because they're both gonna go in that fight with something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
They both gonna be trying to take each other's heads off to try to be looked at as that guy.
Yeah.
But it's going to come down because Wilder still hasn't like formally became that boxer. So
And
he's
you won't.
throwing the punches.
AJ
is a better AJ is a better boxer than he is.
Yeah.
But they're both going to probably go in there trying to lead in with the power.
Yeah.
It's going to be entertaining. The build up is going to be entertaining regardless.
Absolutely.
But it's honestly, I feel like it's going to be whoever lands that first clean shot is going to win.
You know what? I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna leave it alone because this is just all speculation. There's nothing solid.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just right now we just kind of shooting the breeze. I'm not sure Wilder has that power in that hand no more. We watched the last couple of fights. He threw it. It landed a couple times. It did nothing. I'm not sure I'm not sure, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not sure.
He was going against better, stiffer competition that was used to eating punches.
I mean, Fury took plenty of punches and he was able to drop
took punches. Yeah, he was able to drop them, but he also hit that mat too. Like Fury ain't the same no more because I think because those punches.
Yeah. He don't have the same. He doesn't take a punch the same. You know what I'm saying? But
no,
I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We'll see.
It definitely will be.
So, listen, man. Before we wrap it up, let's talk about what's coming up this weekend. We are not sexist when it comes to boxing or combat sports in general. So we talk about the women just like we talk about the men. This weekend, actually Friday, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, Friday we got Alicia Baumgartner. Versus Delphine. I believe you pronounce her last name Person. It's Person. I believe it is Person. Who her last two losses was to Katie Taylor. You know what I'm saying? So she fought at the pinnacle. 49. She got 49 wins on her record versus Alicia Baumgartner's 15. This is a super special card. It's an all-female card. It's going down in I believe it's Fayetteville, Georgia, on Brinks TV. Yes. It is free. It is a free event that you go watch on Brinks TV. All-female card, highest purse bid card in female boxing history. It's going to be a dope card, especially if you're an a fan of both. But if you're a fan of Alicia Baumgartner, she's gone through some things recently. Her father passed.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. It even looks like, even though nothing has been like completely confirmed, I ain't been seeing Tony Harrison in her corner.
Mm-mm.
In the rollout, she's been out in Vegas training, not necessarily in Detroit training. It looks like she made some changes there. She went through the Pop and Dirty controversy, which she cleared it. She did a lot of her own research, presented a lot of her own evidence, and cleared her name. She just recently had an interview. I forget what it was, but it was very emotional. She cried. She's at a interesting point in her life, which I hope translate in the ring to just being a monster. You know what I'm saying? Just get in there and just be a monster. That's on that card. Again, that's an all-female card. Then on the flip side,
Saturday.
No, this is still Friday. Still Friday.
Oh wow.
You got Michaela Mayer fighting on Friday. This is an ESPN card.
Yeah. Sandy Ryan.
Sandy Ryan. It's a dope card. You got Xander's.
It is.
Xander's on there. Zayas. It's actually
Harrington.
Yeah. It's a dope card. It's actually a dope card. That's also on Friday. Alicia starts at 7, and Michaela Mayer, I believe, starts at like 10:30 or something like that. So
yeah,
you can catch both. You ain't got to be, going back and forth from the TV and the phone or whatever, however you watch boxing. So we got that coming up. What else you see there? Anything else coming up immediately?
That's both on Friday night.
Yep.
And what else we got? I think that's mainly it.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's really it. That's this weekend for boxing. So tune in, man. Tune in so we could talk about it. Definitely want to discuss it. We would have did a breakdown, but we had to just right now we kind of playing catch up. We had a lot going on, and we got a lot more coming out too. So we just playing catch up. But we will discuss those fights come our next show. And
they actually do have a fight on the Zone too Saturday night.
Who's on that card?
It's another female main event.
Look at that.
Rhiannon Dixon and Terry Harper.
Oh, Terry Harper. I'm bugging. How I forget about Terry Harper.
Yeah, so that's Saturday night.
Yeah, that's dope. That's going to be crazy. I'm looking forward
to that. That's going down at 2:00.
That must be in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an early one, but that's cool because I ain't got nothing going on at 2:00. So I'll be tuned. I'll be tuned in, man. Yeah, show a little longer today, but we had to catch up, y'all. We had to catch y'all up. Let you know what's going on in these streets, man, in this community. Yo, man, I'm good, man. Anything else you got?
Everybody, we're gonna be right back at y'all next week. To give the pretty much going into the fight Saturday night at the Seneca Niagara Casino again, which is going down October 4th. So hopefully we're gonna be back for y'all to touch bases on that. Yep. And man, everybody be safe this week, man. Have a good weekend. And love on your people, man. Love on your people. It's been a lot going on in the world, man. So love on your folks.
100%, man. 100%. A lot going on. I'm with you on that, man. All right. Yo, Pose My Will podcast. Peace, y'all.